Now, the State Department Deputy Spokeswoman, Marie Harf. Marie, thanks very much for coming in.
Happy to be
Like
here.
the White House, the State Department doesn't refer to Islamic extremism. Is that right?
Well, we've talked about terrorists who commit acts of violence in a perverted, warped vision of what they think Islam is, but we don't want to give them religious credibility. That's what they're looking for, and we don't want to give that to them because we don't think they have it.
So you're not using the phrase Islamic terrorism or Islamic extremism or violence or anything along. You don't want to use the word Islam at all, right?
No, the secretary, when he's talked about this again, has said people commit acts of terrorism with a warped vision of Islam. The president has said the same thing. So I actually agree with the attorney general here. We can talk about what words we used, what we're focused on what actions we should be taking. That's what this week's summit is about.
But these extremists, these terrorists, ISIS or Al-Qaeda, they are Muslims. They're an extreme, tiny element of 1 billion plus Muslims out there, but they are all Muslims.
Well, many of them are. There are other groups around the world that are not, that commit violent acts of extremism or terrorism. So again, we're going to call them terrorists. We've been very clear about that. And I would remind people, under this president, we've taken more terrorists off the battlefield than any other president in history. So no one should doubt our commitment to calling things like we've seen them and then taking action.
You said that the U.S. cannot kill our way out of this war, that the U.S. needs to go after the root causes that lead these young men, mostly men, some women, to go and join ISIS or Al-Qaeda or Al-Shabaab or these terrorist groups. Give us a little perspective of what you were talking about.
Well, absolutely, and I'm not the first person to say something like this. Military commanders that we've had throughout many years here fighting this war on terrorism have said the exact same thing, that in the short term, when there's a threat like ISIL, we will take direct military action against these terrorists. We have done that. We are doing that in Iraq and in Syria. But longer term, we have to look at how we combat the conditions that can lead people to turn to extremism. If you think about, if there's a radical jihadi on the internet who's putting out hateful videos, that's powerful and dangerous, right? But if there are 10,000 men in a country who are willing to blow themselves up because of what that person says on the internet, that's much more dangerous. So how do you get at those 10,000 people? How do you get them not to pick up the AK-47 and instead do something more productive and positive with their life? That's what we're trying to get at this summit, looking at the long-term problem, not just the short-term one.
I want to give you a chance to respond to some of the critics who have been out there.
I'm
when
happy
you said
to.
It's important to find these guys jobs so they don't become terrorists. Explain what you meant.
Where there are places around the world where there's a lack of governance, a lack of economic opportunity. President George W. Bush talked about poverty being one of the drivers that leads people to extremism. Where there are lacking in these kinds of opportunities, we need to talk about how to make that different, how to help our partners around the world give young men in that vulnerable age group a different path in life, show them that there's a different chance for them than joining a terrorist organization. Again, it's one part of it, Wolf, but this is a really comprehensive way of looking at how you combat extremism, and it's not one that fits into a soundbite sometimes, as I've seen over the last 24 hours, but it's a really important piece of this.